Hey Grown Strong fam, happy Sunday. We are going to be talking about the new GS Oli program that is going to be starting tomorrow. I'm going to wait for my guest host Rachel to come in and join me. Let's see. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to wait for Rachel to come on and then we're going to get started. Hamley. Hope you all are having a great Sunday, maybe a rest day for some of you. I'm just currently cleaning, relaxing, doing some chores today. Let's see. Rachel wants to be in my video. Let's see if this works. If this honestly works in less than 2 minutes, I'm going to tell Jen, like, hey, I don't know what's up with the two of us, but we can never get technology to work. And here, Rachel and I might get this on the first try. Hey, Kat, good morning. I cannot believe that today is the last day also of Stronger New Year Challenge. You guys have absolutely crushed the last 6 weeks of this challenge. And honestly, this is just the beginning of this very fun year for Grown Strong. Hey, Anya, thanks for tuning in. Rachel, it says that it's trying to add you, connecting. Rachel, woo, we got it. Let's hope. So Rachel is, I think, in the middle of, actually don't know where Rachel is right now, but she said her connection is a little bad. So let's hope we can get this to work. Hey, Brittany, thanks for tuning in. Good morning. Rachel. I'm super excited to talk about this new Olympic weightlifting program. If you guys all know, Olympic weightlifting seriously has a special place in my heart. And honestly, this is going to be a lot of fun. Something I know a lot of you guys have been wanting now for a long time. Rachel, the connection. Let's see, Rach. I'm actually going to close you out again and then retry. Rachel, can you request in again? And you guys too, while we're waiting for Rachel to join in, I want you guys to be able to ask like anything you want about GS Oli. If you guys have any questions at all, like throw them in the comments now just so we can get them answered when Rachel comes in. Hey, Rach.
Hi. Sorry about that.
All right. You keep freezing.
Yeah, I'm okay right now.
How's the connection, everyone? Give us a thumbs up if you guys think this is good or not. Rachel, you keep going. I think that's better right there.
Yeah.
You guys, Rachel is feeling a little under the weather today, so she's hanging in there, pulling it together to be able to be on this live today with all of you.
Yeah, I feel okay, guys.
Rach is spotty, Emily said.
Am I a little spotty still?
I think that's better. That should be better.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so GS Oli program, which is launching tomorrow or starting tomorrow, and we are going to be doing this new cycle for the next 8 weeks. Honestly, the Grown Strong team has been really hard at work with this program, so the fact that it's like finally here is super exciting for a lot of us. And today we just kind of wanted to hop on here, answer any questions you guys might have about the new program, and also kind of talk about how you guys can incorporate GS Oli into your current Grown Strong program, or just how you can completely do this program separately if you just literally want to follow a strength training program and not incorporate any cardio into your training. Me personally, I love strength training. I love Olympic weightlifting. I think it is so great to build lean muscle, to get stronger, and to just kind of dial in your technique and form and have fun with this. So with that being said, let's kind of dive into some of the questions we already got. So Anya says, I lift throughout the week, but have honestly never done many CrossFit moves. Would the GS Oli be pretty easy to pick up if that makes sense? So I guess Great question, Rach. Do you kind of want to talk about this new weightlifting cycle and what it's all about, especially how we just talked about how this is going to kind of be more an introduction to weightlifting and not include a lot of like the advanced movements like lifting from the blocks and everything?
Yes. So, my friends, it's going to be an 8-week cycle, and we are still keeping it super simple. So, it'll probably be, if you think on average, about 30 to 45 minutes top of whatever you want to do, 50 plus 60, 30, or 20. But there's still similar movements from what we've been 50 plus. Eliminating any pulls, or like Lauren said, jerk from the blocks, which you can also do from a rack. So again, still keeping it simple, but adding some really great complexes, and we're building up into percentages so you feel more comfortable with the barbell movements. I hope that answers your question, Anya. Or did you want to add anything to
I think
that?
that's yeah, I was gonna just say, I mean, this whole program is definitely gonna be great for those who haven't done like many of these movements. And the facts too is like we have the Facebook group here. So if you guys are complete newbies to Olympic weightlifting, like don't be scared to post your weightlifting videos inside the group. I think so much of the community is very helpful. If Rachel and I aren't there answering, I know someone always gets back, which I'm super appreciative for all of you. So I think there's a lot of great and useful information inside the community, and should be relatively easy to pick up. I know one of the things we definitely want to start doing more of is tutorial videos, which Rachel has been doing, but we are going to be trying to do a little bit more with the Olympic weightlifting. We even talked about doing a Instagram live, bringing in a weightlifting coach to kind of go over the basics with the barbell. So there are some exciting things, and I think it should be relatively easy to pick up if you incorporate or use the coaching inside the group as well.
Absolutely. And also,
Anya said thanks.
Oh, sorry. You can also just refer
Anya said
to
thanks so much.
Yay, that's awesome. Anya, you can also refer to like any YouTube videos that we have linked, because Lauren has all the demos and the movements down, so you can just kind of take a peek and see what you think. But again, we tried to just keep it as similar as possible, and then we will be ramping this up and adding some more complex movements for Olympic lifting in the future.
Is there any other questions you guys want answered? I guess, Rachel, can we kind of dive into what this whole cycle is going to be about? I know one of the things was building to a 1-rep max snatch and a 1-rep max clean and jerk. This is something we don't do in the GS60 Plus program. So I think this is kind of a great way for those who don't really know what their 1-rep max is. We are going to be building over the course of 8 weeks to our 1-rep max. Rachel, if you want to kind of cover it a little deeper, what this program is going to focus on.
Absolutely. So for Mondays, you're going to be seeing somewhat of a snatch complex like you kind of already see with the GS60 Plus. It's going to be a different complex, but and with different percentages. But again, this is to help build to that 1-rep max, which is why you're going to be seeing some differences there. And then on Fridays, we will be going for that 1 squat snatch, which ideally with the 1-rep max is what we're trying to be focusing on, is that squat position. It can be a power position as well. It just depends on everybody's different fitness levels or what you're trying to get comfortable with your range of motion. So starting at a very light percentage, this is again just getting comfortable with the movement, and then you're going to start seeing that percentage ramp up, and it will be ideally every other week. We kind of have like an EMOM set up. Same thing for the clean and jerks. You're going to be seeing, I'm also looking at what we have written out, just so you guys know. I got my notes here. On Tuesdays, we're going to be doing a power clean complex. So you'll be doing in powers and in squat, again, so you get comfortable dropping underneath that bar, lifting to that heavy weight. And then come Friday, after you finish all of your squat snatches, you're going to be going for those clean and jerks. So again, yeah, and then building up to that percentage. Lauren, did you want to add anything into that?
No, I think you covered that really great, Rachel. I think this next question Brittany asks is definitely one of the most common questions we've been receiving. Would you recommend to replace the GS60 Plus strength portion with a GS Oli, or is that a lot? And Rachel, I guess you can kind of dive into how we would like to see GS Oli if someone is looking to do the current Grown Strong program, GS 60 plus or GS 60, how would they incorporate Oli into the current program as well?
Absolutely. So really great question, Brittany. So if you're looking for that 1RM snatch and 1RM clean and jerk, definitely stick with the Oli programming. So as you can see in part A with GS 60 plus in particular, we have a barbell complex. What we suggest is to take that out and don't do that. Now we have part B in the GS 60 plus and the GS 60 program. We also suggest to take that out and stick with what you have for the GS Oli. Now, if you want to still get some added work from the GS Oli after you finish your GS Oli, then going into 60 plus or 60, 30, and 20, this is where we suggest to do your Metcon and the accessory work in the GS 60 plus, 60, 30, and 20 programs. So you would be getting all of Oli and then doing like part C and part D in 60 plus, part C in 60, part B in 30, and then in GS 20, if you choose to do that and you have that time, I suggest to just do the GS 20 workout after you finish GS Oli. I hope that makes sense.
So to kind of put it in simpler terms, Rachel is basically, so if you want to do the Oli program, but you also want to do the conditioning in the Grown Strong program, basically you're going to take out the strength portion of GS 60 plus, for example, the lifting, and instead you're going to add Oli in, and you're going to do the Metcon GS 60 plus, and then Rachel, are you telling they're going to do accessory from GS 60 plus and they're going to do the accessory from Oli, or are they going to sub the accessory from 60 plus and the Oli? Do you get what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I do. So it is going to be different accessory work. If you have the time to do it, I suggest doing both. If you don't have the time to do it, then just stick with what you have for Oli. And like Lauren said, do the Metcon in your original program that you follow.
Great. And I also know too with GS 30, for example, like GS 30 is meant to be a simple program you can do at home for those who have only 30 minutes. So I think it's also great. Yeah, the Oli program can be added on top of that if you wanted to incorporate some weightlifting. But for example, the GS 60 plus, we're not asking you guys to do Oli and GS 60 plus. That is a lot of training and a lot of lifting, and you won't see the progression that we want out of this program if you're trying to do everything. So I'm going to repeat that. If you do GS Oli and GS 60 plus, you guys will not see the progression we want to see out of this program. I know a lot of you like you guys want to train all day or do like this, you want to do that, you want to do everything, but that's not what this program is meant for. We created this so it can be added in replacement. And also too, I think GS Oli as well can just be a great standalone program for those who just want to Olympic weightlift and don't want to do like any cardio or any high intensity training. Melissa asks, is the Oli program 5 days a week like the regular programming? Correct.
Yes,
we will do Oli. Yeah, Oli program is going to be same. It's going to follow the 3 days on, 1 rest day Thursday, 2 days on, rest day Sunday. That's just the methodology that we believe in, and rest is so important for your body. I want to 100% remind you all to rest your body. Like, you can't just keep going and expecting all these gains. Actually, your gains happen when you're resting. Your body recuperates, your muscles recover, and you feel refreshed, not only physically, but mentally, so you guys can lift stronger, feel better, all of that. So I really encourage you guys to take advantage of those rest days and not try to be like, oh, I'm going to do the GS 60 program on my rest day or something like that.
Yeah, don't go crazy on us, friends.
Don't be crazy on us.
Don't go crazy on us, friends.
Yeah. Emily's asking, so for GS 60 plus, remove A and B, but keep C. Rach, do you want to answer that?
Yes, you are right, girl. So like Emily, I've been seeing your progress, and she just got her Barbell bar, so pumped for you. So you would be doing all of GS Oli, And when you finish GS only, including your accessory work, we have parts A, B, and C in GS only. You will then go to part C in GS 60 plus and do the workout. Now you have the
No,
option.
she's asking for GS 60. GS 60.
Oh, GS 60. So then she would do part C and do the workout.
Yeah. So I think the way to look at it, everyone, is, yeah, you're going to just do GS only, and then you can add in the workout. And then if you guys have time for it, you can do the extra accessory that's programmed in for Grown Strong program or for Grown Strong only. Kat asked, you mentioned the snatch, clean and jerk, and cleans. Does it also include squats? Oh, hell yeah. It's a weightlifting program. We are going to be doing a whole lot of squats. Right, Rach?
Oh, we're actually going to be doing back squats at least 2 days a week in just the OLE programming. And you're going to be seeing different types of squats. We also have our front squats with the full grip. I know a lot of members have been asking questions about how to get better in your front rack mobility, how to increase that range of motion. So we have some different complexes and tempo styles that we're going to be working with to help with that position. Also on Mondays, you're going to see a lot of pauses and tempos of the overhead squats. So another variation that is also going to challenge your core. So we're not going super heavy with the back squats and the front squats because our main focus is the snatch and the clean and jerk. So the percentages on the squats will probably be a lot lighter, but they will be a lot more. And you're going to see that with pauses and with tempos.
Let's see. Lauren Schaffner, so excited for this. We are so excited. I'm like really excited for all of this. All the gains train.
Yes, it's going to be awesome.
Let's see. Is there any other questions, everyone? Rachel, is there anything we kind of missed talking about?
Yeah, you know,
anything else?
One thing I did want to bring up to you guys is percentages. Like, what do you know, right? How do you know what your 70% is? If it's still something that you're trying to figure out or something that you've never really done. So just like a rule of thumb, what I like to do, if I'm still trying to figure out what that 1 rep max is for myself, or if it's been a very long time and I probably don't know what I've been able to do, then what I would suggest is if you're looking at anywhere 50% or less, and you'll probably be seeing something where it's about 30 to 40% or 40 to 50%, that's considered lightweight. So that's considered, and this is considered a weight where it should feel very easy. You're not getting yourself out of breath, and it's not really challenging your form, but you have beautiful form. Okay, now then you get 50 to 60, maybe getting up to 70%. That would be something where it's going to get to a light to moderate, where you're probably going to be like out of breath a little bit. You might need to make a pause at the top if you're squatting, front squats or back squats. You might need to just reset yourself in the clean position before you go for the jerk. That's the kind of weight that you want to think about. Then if it gets to 70 to 80%, this is a moderately heavy weight. This is going to where it's like, okay, now my form is being challenged. I need to think about what my movements are actually being done. And 80% plus is like, holy frijoles, hold on to your britches, ladies. We're lifting some weight. Now that's where I suggest it's going to be a challenge. You might want to have to take longer than a rest. I will let you know, I do have programmed on Fridays. It's an EMOM style. Every minute on the minute, you will perform 1 squat snatch. Now it's only 55 to 60% the first 4 sets, but now the next 4 sets, it's going up to 65%. So it might challenge you a little bit differently. You might need to say, I'm going to need to wait like 5 seconds before I grab that bar and I attempt my weight. It's meant to be looking as pretty as possible. So you want to just always keep that in mind and write your numbers down. And then you say, that's where I'm going to go from there. And then you can kind of think about it. Lauren, did you want to add anything to that for percentages in particular?
I think that's all really great. And I actually think we should make a post about that after Rach about kind of percentage work, because I think there are some people, for example, Rebecca asked, how do we determine our starting barbell weight? And I think looking at the percentages there will kind of help you figure out for the next 8 weeks how you're going to progress to find what that 1 rep max is. So like Rachel said, 50% is very light, and then as you keep going up, like it's going to get a little bit more challenging. So just understanding you and your body and where you're at with lifting and kind of going from there, I think is a great way to determine where your starting barbell weight should be.
Yes. And also
and then
too, oh, sorry.
Cat at no go Rach.
1 percentage of like what your 1 rep max is. This is a little trick for myself that I do, especially if it's been a little bit. I'll say, okay, well, my squat snatch is 155, but I want to lift 160. So what I'll do is I'll go in my little calculator, and we can put this in the video, Lauren, later. And I'll put 160, and I times that by 0.50, and that will equate to 50%. So anything point of the percentage, if it's 70%, 170. And then as it gets later in our weeks, 65 through halfway, this is where the percentages get real cray-cray, friends. And that's where you'll start to get to be able to test your 1 rep max. I hope that makes sense. Anything else to add, Lauren?
You broke up a little bit at the end. You broke up there a little bit at the
Sorry.
end from my end.
Sorry.
You
Where did
said
I break up?
you were calculating if your snatch was 160 and you were calculating 50%, that was 80 pounds. And then you broke off.
Oh, sorry. So I was saying, like, you have like your 1 rep max, but you don't know what that number is. So like I said, I want my ideal 1 rep max to be 160 for a snatch. So I'll take that number 160 and I will times it by 0.50. Did I break up again?
No, you're good. You're good, Rach.
This is horrible.
You're good, Rach. We can hear you.
Okay, sorry. You were frozen for a second. So that would be my ideal percentage for 50%. I will totally do another video and talk this out way better, guys. I'm sorry if this makes no sense.
How about this, Rach? How about this, Rach? You'll do another video and post it inside the group about percentages.
I love it. Perfect.
Kat asked, will this all be in Whatify like it is now so we can see how the week is laid out ahead of time? Correct. It's going to be just like it is for the other program. So you'll see now GS20, GS30, GS60, GS60 Plus, and GS Only. So it will be laid out the whole week. The only thing you will not see in GS Only is the daily video briefs that Rachel does for the other fitness programs, just because for those, she is telling people how to attack the workouts, what the lifting should feel like, and kind of explaining the whole video brief. For snatch and clean and jerk and weightlifting is pretty straightforward and to the point. You guys should know you're lifting these percentages. You're hitting your accessory every day. And if you guys do have any questions about the program, ask away inside the Facebook group.
Yes.
Rebecca said a normal metal barbell with no weight is 35 pounds, right? So that could be the starting lightweight. Correct. So there's the women's barbell and there's a men's barbell. Women's barbell is 35 pounds. Men's barbell is 45 pounds. So I think just honestly, for a lot of you who are newbies to program to Olympic weightlifting, we honestly would recommend starting with a PVC pipe and just getting comfortable with the form and technique. And once you feel a little comfortable with that, then going to the barbell and just honestly sticking with that, dialing in the technique. Maybe for the squats, you might add some weight to that, but just with the barbell, we think it's so great to really get your technique dialed in first before you guys start to add weight and build up over that. So highly recommend just honestly work that barbell, and once you work that barbell and feel more comfortable, add 5 pounds. Then add 10 pounds and just keep going until you feel more confident, add a little bit of weight. And so that's a great place to start. Rachel, anything else you want to add to that? Or
No, that was great. That's perfect, you guys. You want to make sure that the form feels good. I mean, I spend a good 10, 15 minutes with just the barbell of warming up before I add any weight on the bar. So it's just about getting comfortable with the form and making it feel good for you.
Alexa asked, sorry, I just logged on. I'm a little confused. If I usually do GS 60 plus for daily workouts, but I want to do GS only, do we do GS only for the workout, follow only GS only for 8 weeks? Am I understanding it correctly? Sorry if it doesn't make sense. Okay, we're just going to explain this one. We're going to explain this another time. And for everyone also too, if you just logged on right now, we are going to share this live after so you guys can go back and watch the whole thing. But if you do GS 60 plus and you want to continue to do Metcons, then you can do GS only for 8 weeks, and you would add in the Metcon from GS 60 plus to GS only, and then the accessory work as well if you have time for it from GS 60 plus. Rachel, is that?
Yep.
Is that right? Yep. Cool. And we're going to share this after everyone. So like Phil, if you're a little confused right now, just go back and watch it. We cover all of this. Rebecca, that makes a lot of sense. Percentages down of the heaviest possible you can lift. Lauren asked, there's also an add result in Wodify where you can put in your weight that you did and it will keep track of it and the percentages are calculated for you. Correct. So Wodify does have that feature where you guys can add in your weights and it will calculate your percentages for you. Let's see. Kina said, sorry, if I can't get into the gym for all 5 program days, can I still benefit from staying lighter at home? Does that make sense? 100%, Kina. I think if you can't make it into the gym for all 5 days, just like we said, staying at home, working like a PVC type of barbell, you're going to get better from it. Like visualizing those lifts, like just mentally staying lighter, like honestly I think that's so great, and you're going to come into the next day at the gym feeling refreshed. So 100% would recommend, if you can't make it into the gym, you will still get a benefit out of going lighter at home, to stick with the 5 days on if you want to. And I would also recommend, I mean, if you guys can't hit all 5 days of the Olympic weightlifting program, like don't stress. Rach, would it, for those people who can't hit all 5 days of the Olympic weightlifting program, would they just do Monday, Wednesday? How would they structure that in if they only had time for 3 days?
Absolutely, guys. Yeah, this is again like to help benefit you guys. So if you know for a fact like all 5 days are going to be pretty challenging and I'll only be able to, do just with a PVC pipe at home, that's awesome. Do that, because like we said, practice makes perfect. Your body gets comfortable with that movement and in that position. Like the snatch, you don't go to the grocery store and snatch. Like it's something that needs to be more comfortable for yourself. So spending an extra 5 to 10 minutes, even if it's just moving the bar or your PVC, or just practicing it even like with body weight and just visualizing it, like Lauren said, you're going to see a huge difference. Now, going into working, if you can't make all 5-day program, then what we definitely recommend is you want to prioritize the Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays in particular, because like we said, our priority is going to be the 1 rep max snatch and the 1 rep max clean and jerk. And that's where you're going to see the main focal points for the snatches and the clean and jerks, getting comfortable. Now, if you would prefer to get stronger on your core and your front rack mobility, sorry guys, and mobility, we suggest sticking closer to Wednesdays and Saturdays. So it just kind of depends too on where your goals are going to align. And like we said, you are going to see an entire week's worth, just like you see for all of the other 4 programs. And this is where you can kind of pick and choose. Ooh, today I like Monday, today I like Wednesday, today I like Saturday. Then try to just keep that being your same routine. Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays are the days that you are going to be sticking with what the program has written. Does that answer your question?
I think that answered the question great, Rachel. I'd also like to add, though, sometimes the things people want to do aren't necessarily the things they need to do. For example, when they see snatch days, or if they see, for example, if snatch is their weakness and they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that training day. But really they should be working on that training day. So, but I think that Hey, Rach.
Hi.
I don't
Okay,
even know
this
what
should be good.
happened on the last one.
Okay. Woo!
Anyways,
We're here, guys.
we are back, and we are going to close out this talk about GS Oli. I can't even remember what we were talking about. The last thing. Rachel, do you remember what we were talking about? Does anyone remember what we were talking about?
No, I was too freaked out because I was frozen and I couldn't hear anything, and then I panicked.
Okay, so if you guys have any other questions, I'm sad because we lost some of the questions in the last one. But basically, we want to close out the talk about GS Oli, and if there's anything else you guys want to ask. Oh, Emily's saying how to Metcons and Oli. How to Metcon and Oli. I think we were just recapping about, basically we were kind of repeating about how to structure in the Metcon if you want to just follow GS Oli program in and add one of the Metcons from the GS Fitness program. I guess next, I was going to say the next thing we could kind of maybe talk about a little bit, Rachel, is how the accessory work. I know in the GS Oli program, for example, we are going to be programming more like rest as needed rather than having people on a time clock for the accessory. Do you kind of want to talk about like the rest as needed? Like how long should people be resting like in those accessory work sets?
Yes. Sorry. Were you asking me something? I was just reading Melissa's question.
I was asking about the rest as needed in the accessory work because remember we were going to go away from the stations, rotations for the Oli program, and it's going to be more people work on their own time clock. How long should people be resting when they see like rest as needed?
Yeah. So I suggest anywhere between a good 60 to 90 seconds is a great opportunity for you to just kind of like rest and chill. So just letting you guys know, for example, one of our programs, we have 4 sets, 10 Cuban rotations, and 40 seconds to 60 seconds of a side plank hold on each side. Now, personally, what I suggest you should do is go for your 10 Cuban rotations directly into your side planks, and then you can rest your 60 to 90 seconds. And now this is also a great opportunity too. I do talk about this in the video tutorials, but if you have access to heavier weights, start something that's very light for a Cuban rotation. And then set 2, 3, and 4, you can build up from there. And then that way, yeah, your body is going to definitely get warmed up. You're going to be nice and spiced, but you're also challenging those tinier muscle groups to kind of build up to that heavier-ish weight. And this is where we want to tell people we don't need to necessarily rush it. 10 Cuban rotations, it can get pretty exhausting, especially if you're going for a newer weight. Maybe do 5 Cuban rotations, rest 5 to 10 seconds, and then finish off with your 5 Cuban rotations going into your side plank holds. But once you finish that set, definitely anywhere between 60 to 90 seconds. I think anything after like 3 minutes at the most is going to be, your body's going to get kind of cold, and I don't think it'll be very beneficial for you guys.
Next, that was great, Rach. Next question, Melissa was saying how someone asked whether Oli will have its own workout in there. And the answer to that question is that this Oli program is meant to just be a standalone Olympic weightlifting program. So this is going to be for those women who just want to do, for example, if you want to do a Metcon and you want to do Olympic weightlifting, we still think our GS60 Plus program is a great program. You get your Olympic weightlifting in there, you get your Metcon, and you get your accessory work. So that is a great program. And then the Olympic weightlifting program is going to be for those who want to focus more on that Olympic weightlifting and kind of build towards a 1 rep max snatch or clean and jerk. So there will be no workout in the Oli program just because this is a strength only program. So this is for those who want to get stronger, who want to set some new PRs on their lifts, and they just want to Olympic weightlift. But there are going to be those who still want to add in a Metcon, which we think is still great. So you can take that Metcon from GS60 Plus or GS60 or GS30 and add that into your Oli program. Lacey asked, I might have missed this. How much time should be allotted for the Oli workouts? Rach, do you want to explain that?
Yeah. So like we said, this is still kind of like an introductory course to our weightlifting. And what we mean by is we're not trying to like overload you guys with so much information in just the weightlifting. We're keeping it simple. We're keeping it straight to the point. And as the 8 weeks come, the next 8 weeks, you're going to see a completely different weightlifting cycle that's going to have different lifting movements and positions that's going to challenge your form in a better way. So you'll see maybe the first few weeks will take maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes, including your warm-up. And the reason why is the percentages are very light. We have here the first week, your squat snatching no more than 60%, but like a 1 rep, like this is building up to that 1 rep max. And it's just to kind of get you guys feeling comfortable and introducing you guys to these movements and spending a good, like we said, 30 to 45 minutes on just lifting movements. And then including with the accessory work as well. And then as the weeks go, you're going to see the next 4 weeks, it might take you a little bit longer, closer to 45 minutes to an hour of just your lifting, because the percentages are getting heavier and you might need more time to rest on that.
I think that's great. And I'd also kind of like to mention too, I know like the first weeks might feel a little light for some of you. It's a great opportunity to really dial in your technique rather than being like, oh, this is too light, I need to go heavier above percentages. You guys, it's going to get heavier as the weeks progress. And it's really, this is why there's a progression for Olympic weightlifting. You don't just build to 90% every single day because your body just can't handle it. That's why you need to start out light, build that technique, get your joints, your muscles all ready for those heavier weights. And then as we progress over the weeks, you guys are going to build heavier and you're going to get stronger. You're going to feel more confident. So I really want to remind you all to trust the program. Trust the process. Don't be overzealous, overeager. I know there's some of you who want to just go set PRs in the first week who are super excited, but just trust it. We have a progression and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. Anya asked, why do CrossFitters do pull-ups without kipping instead of strict pull-ups, or do CrossFit do both? Thank you. I think, Anya, that's another question for another time, but in our program, in Grown Strong program, we really encourage everyone to stay with strict movements just because that is going to develop your upper body strength and is going to really carry over to those kipping movements. Let's see. Anything else, Rachel, you wanted to kind of add to this talk?
Yeah, I was just kind of going back on some questions. I'm not sure if we missed it or if it was from the previous one. I know Kat had asked if we were going to be doing Olympic lifting warm-ups or if we were going to be having videos, and we're not going to be doing that for the GS Oli. We're not going to be doing videos. And the warm-ups, what we're trying to do is we're going to be adding our own, like we do like our workout tip of the day, how to warm up to a snatch. And that's going to be something that's a little bit separate, but it won't be included in the workout when you see it in Wodify. You are only going to see parts A, parts B, and part C.
And that's something we are working towards getting, is we're going to be getting warm-ups into the Grown Strong program. Yes. It just takes time, everyone. So please bear with us.
I promise you. We are going to be doing warm-up videos as well, starting March 1st for all 4 programs. So that is coming. It's just, it does take some time, my friends, with filming and making sure that we're also doing it correctly. We don't want to just put something out there to just say, we'll just do this as a warm-up. So we have them getting ready to go, but that will start for the 4 programs. GS 20, 30, 60, and 60 plus will be with warm-up videos. This here is, we just suggest spending another like 5 to 10 minutes with just that barbell or just that PVC pipe with that complex. So just feeling comfortable with it. And taking your time for your body to get ready and warmed up. Did you want to add anything else, Lauren?
No, I think like that is a great just question about like the Oli warm-ups, and I think we will try to maybe get up something on our YouTube channel relatively quickly, like just a snatch barbell warm-up, a clean and jerk barbell warm-up. People can just like follow along just so they have, and they won't be there in Wodify, but we'll try to get it posted inside the group.
Yes.
Great. I think that covers everything, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. And again, if you guys have any questions at all, like as we're going through this new cycle, just let us know. Tag Rachel and I in your posts. Don't forget to also share on social. We love to see you guys actually sharing with your other friends how amazing Grown Strong Fitness is. And we also love to see you all setting some PRs and just having fun with the program. I think it is like just so amazing to see like all of you do your thing. And also, last thing I just wanted to say to all of you who finished out the Stronger New Year Challenge, congrats, you guys seriously rocked it over 6 weeks. And honestly, it doesn't mean it's the end just because we're finishing this challenge. It's going to carry over throughout the rest of the year. So just keep staying with those habits, sticking with it. And I promise you guys are going to just keep crushing it. So thank you all for tuning in. And Rach, we hope you feel better.
Thank you guys. I'm excited for you guys. Have fun and get some.
Yes, get some gains trained. All right. Woo! Bye, everyone.
See you later.